Hello everybody, a very good morning and welcome to the StudyIQ IAS. My name is Abhishek Singh and today I am bringing before you something which is not known to many of us, that once there was a ruling kingdom in Afghanistan which was called as a Hindu Shahi kingdom, and probably it was the last kingdom in Afghanistan which was expanded up to the regions of modern Punjab in Pakistan as well, and that was basically a Hindu kingdom. The end of this kingdom demarcated the end of the influence of Hinduism in Afghanistan forever. What was the reason behind it? Who were the belligerents who were actually responsible for that? And what was exactly happening in that time? Let's find out in this lecture. So welcome again once everybody, and let us start without any further delay. So today we are going to talk about at least this picture. What is this picture about? So the person you are seeing sitting on an elephant and escorted by the armed soldiers, as you can see, this person is none other than Sultan Mahmud of Ghazni, right? Sultan Mahmud of Ghazni, right? So he was the one who was responsible for the repeat of this particular instance, that once again a native tribe, a native population was uprooted from its place. Okay, so good morning Anshu, very good morning everyone, jitne bhi log jude, right? So all of you, a very good morning. Now, so if we talk about this incident, basically it is showing that Sultan Mahmud, this is a very significant picture. Why so? Because the elephant was the symbol of, right? It was the symbol of, okay, symbol of Indian, right? Indian power. Because you know it very well that Indian rulers, they used to have the elephants in their army. All right. So this was actually, obtained as war spoil. So that is why it is very significant. Now, if we talk about the name of that battle, so that battle about which we are going to talk today, that is known as the Battle of Chach. The Battle of Chach. So before we could proceed, can you please tell me that how many of you have actually heard this battle earlier? Anybody who has heard this battle earlier? So let me tell you one thing, that you all must have heard a story that Mahmud Ghaznavi attacked over India 17 times. 17 times attack was there. But do you know, right? Do you know that exactly when was the first time? Do you know that when was the first time? It was in the year 1001 CE. That means 1001 CE. That was the first time that Mahmud Ghaznavi invaded India. That battle is called as the Battle of Peshawar. The Battle of Peshawar. Okay, Battle of Peshawar. This Battle of Peshawar, and in 1008-9 AD, this was the Battle of Chach. Battle of Chach. So these both battles were significant battles because these battles were fought against the Hindu Shahi dynasty or Hindu Shahi kingdom of the Hindu Kush region, Kabul and Peshawar region. All right. Good morning, Priya and Chandra and everybody else. Good morning, Archita. Very good morning. So basically, if we talk about the battles, so what happened that in the first battle, the Battle of Peshawar, in the first battle, the Battle of Peshawar, Jaipal, the Hindu Shahi kingdom, he was actually defeated. And do you know one thing? As per the conventional practice, that when he was defeated by Mahmud Ghaznavi, he had decided to self-immolate himself, and he actually did that. he actually did that. So that was a big thing in those era, that somebody after getting defeated set himself on fire, set himself on the funeral pyre. Okay, so that means his story was ended there. But after that, his son Anandpal was there. Anandpal, he was actually having the support of various local tribes as well. But once again, when Mahmud Ghaznavi invaded his kingdom in 1008 AD, so Anandpal also tried to give him a tough fight, but unfortunately he was also defeated in this battle. Okay, so basically this battle of Chach, or the battle of Chach, was fought in 1008-9 AD between Ghaznavid army of Mahmud of Ghazni and Hindu Shahi army of the Anandpal near Rathore, a place in Pakistan, a place in modern Pakistan. Okay. So this defeat was actually the ultimate point of time after which there was no looking back for the Islamic invaders like Mahmud Ghaznavi. So after that, he continued invading India, because this wall of defense was broken. And we all know that what happened later on, that after that, what was the incidents? After that, basically numerous invasions took place, and each of the invasions made Mahmud Ghaznavi further capable of invading India once more. Okay, once again. Got it? So if we talk about the overall synopsis of this battle, so the synopsis is like that. So the date was 1009, location near Rathore, Chach, modern day Pakistan. Result, the Ghaznavid victory. And what was the change in the territories? The Punjab region was captured by Ghaznavid Empire. Who were the belligerents? On the one side, Ghaznavids were there, commanded by Mahmud of Ghazni, right? Commanded by Mahmud of Ghazni, all right. And on the other side, there was Hindu Shahi, and commanded by Anandpal, all right. So I think this is the summary of this battle, which will be good enough for you to understand the background and every other detail. Now, listen it very, very carefully. What happened? Actually, Sultan Mahmud, remember the name Sultan Mahmud, he was the first person in the Islamic, tradition, who was given the title of Sultan. Okay. And why so? Because, he had actually created a huge empire as a representative of the Caliph, So what happened, that after invading the principality of the Bhattiya tribe and the neighboring emirate of Multan, Mahmud, he decided to invade the Hindu Shahis around December 1008. Okay. So that's why I am telling you that 1008, 1009, because the attack took place in the month of December in 1008 CE. Okay, everyone. After that, what happened? Basically, Anandpal actually seems to have favorable dispositions toward the Muslim, right? Anandpal was very much tolerant. He was very much supportive. He also had various Muslims in his own army as well, right? However, what happened, that when Mahmud decided to attack the kingdom of Anandpal, basically it was his 6th expedition into India. So first expedition, that was also against Hindu Shahis in 1001 AD, and 6th expedition, that was also against Hindu Shahis in 1008 AD. So he had a huge army, in fact, right? Who? Anandpal. Anandpal had a huge army to face the invasion of Ghaznavi. His army was led by his own son, Trilochanpal. Remember the name? Trilochanpal. So it was basically planned that we will not let Mahmud cross the river Indus, because if anybody crossed the river Indus, so it was very much easy for him to make the inroads further into the plains of Punjab. So basic plan was to defend the Indus river. Okay. However, what happened, that the battle which took place almost for 40 days continuously, both the armies could not defeat each other. That means they were both almost equally strong. Now the question arises, when the both were strong, both were fighting on the equal footings, what led to the defeat of the Anandpal's army? So if you have to guess it, what would you say? You can tell in the comment box as well. So let me tell you that the reason behind the defeat of Anandpal's army, that was the use of the special combat unit of 6,000 archers. Why? Because this special unit, when it was used against Shahis, even Shahis also had to reply that, and they did it brilliantly. So this plan also failed. Now Mahmud was almost on the verge of loss. He was going to lose the battle. Remember it. There will be several instances in the history when we will see that someone who was going to lose the battle, ultimately he would be emerging victorious in that battle. So what does this tell to us? This tells us that, basically, that it is possible, that even when you are in a weak position, still you can manage to get upwards. You can manage to rise above from that weaker position. You can see here basically 30,000 troops of the Gakhar allies of the Shahis attacked the Ghaznavid positions, killing about 5,000 Ghaznavid troops. That means Mahmud Ghaznavi was almost losing this battle. However, despite being in a difficult position, Mahmud managed to regain the upper hand only by having his elite personal guards launch a rare attack. Now, this is the difference. Look at the point. This is the difference, dear students. Why? Because no matter how weak in the position the Hindu Shahis would have been, or any Indian kingdom would have been, they would not have chosen to attack from the behind. But this policy was adopted by Mahmud, because we all know that when somebody invades a kingdom, this is a question for his ultimate win or loss. Because after the loss, nobody is going to entertain them, they are going to be killed, right? So here, this strategy caused the Shahi forces to become disorganized, and eventually approximate 20,000 men in the encounter, they were killed by the armies of Mahmud. So the battle which was almost lost by Mahmud, remember that there would have been the entirely different history, entirely different things would have taken place had this battle been won by Hindu Shahi rulers. We must not denigrate the significance of this battle, because we all are aware that it was not Muhammad bin Qasim who exposed the India's vulnerability towards the invasions from the Islamic rulers. It was actually Mahmud Ghaznavi who made it possible, who made it actually possible to attack India repeatedly. After Mahmud, we all know that after a century or so, it was Muhammad Ghori who would be invading India further. Okay, and not only Mahmud, even the successors of Mahmud had also invaded India. If you could just recall, let me tell you one name. I hope you might have heard it somewhere. There was a successor of Mahmud of Ghazni whose name was Ibrahim Ghaznavi. What was the name? Ibrahim Ghaznavi. Even he had also invaded India in 1080 AD. Okay, who had invaded? Ibrahim Ghaznavi. Right, Ibrahim Ghaznavi. Right. So we can say that it was basically Mahmud who actually captured one of the sons of Anandpal and also got the huge amount of the war spoils, okay, war spoils, and thus obviously became richer and collected the resources for the next invasion on India. All right. So what was the result of this battle? Was this battle so significant? Yes, definitely this battle was significant, because this battle was the last occasion on which Mahmud and Anandpal could confront their armies. Because Mahmud, pursued the fleeing Hindu Shahi troops as far as Kangra Valley. So Mahmud has, Mahmud actually chased the, fleeing army of Anandpal up to Kangra Valley in Himachal Pradesh. Remember the destruction which took place in the nearby Punjab, region. Punjab region had started to convert into the Islamic faith since that time itself. Had this battle not been won by Mahmud, there would have been no such changes, right? Had this battle not been won by Mahmud, probably Mahmud would have decided to go to the other sides, right now. So what happened that anything in history, if that would have been a little bit different, the entire history would have been different. Now, so what happened that he actually, right, Anandpal, basically the armies of Anandpal took the shelter in the fort of Bhim or the Nagarkot, and again after 3 days they were capitulated. So Mahmud installed governors in the lands he had conquered and returned to Ghazni by the June in the next year. And Anandpal, he had to compromise with Mahmud after that, and in fact the peace proposal was sent by Anandpal, which Mahmud had already decided to accept, because Mahmud did not want to rule India directly. He just wanted to loot the country, just wanted to have the spoils from India so that he could fund his invasions, fund his expeditions in the Central Asian regions. Remember that Mahmud not just attacked on India. This battle was not only significant because Indian kingdoms were exposed to the invasion of Mahmud. This battle was also very significant because from this battle onwards, every time Mahmud will invade India, will loot the wealth, and then would go to his home kingdom and would further expand it in the Central Asia. Okay, so that is why this battle is a really significant one. Now if we observe this map, you can understand this map very, very clearly, right? Anshu, when could we trace the spread of Islam in India as a religion? See, the spread of Islam in India is a very complex, incident. It's not very singular. It's not very easy thing. In fact, there were several reasons, right? But the maximum spread of Islam that took place in India, that was most probably under the influence of the Sufi saints, particularly in the North India that we are talking about. Okay, particularly in the North India. Because the Sufi saints, they attracted the lower strata of the Hindu society, and in fact the medieval Indian society the most. Okay, so you have a look on this particular map. As you can see, the invasions of Mahmud, and the major invasions, as you can see here, right, 1006 in Multan, then 1004 in Bhatinda, 1014-15 Thanesar, then 1018 Kannauj, 1022 Kalinjar, 1025-26 in Somnath, then 1025 in Mansura, then here 1011-12 Kosdar, 1000 that is Kabul, okay, and Makran that was invaded in 1026, 1025 the Kirman was invaded, Jabulistan was invaded in 1010-11, and Garshistan was invaded in 999, and Mashid, similarly the Kashan was also invaded. So you can see that Mahmud was not just limited to the Indian invasions, he was also trying his best to capture the areas even in the Central Asia. All right, everyone. So I think you are all now very much clear about it, that all these regions about which we are talking, Mahmud was proceeding like that. He was proceeding like that. Okay. So once he was there, he decided to make inroads to the western southern parts. Okay. So overall we can say one thing, that doesn't matter what happened in the history, if we recognize those incidents, those moments in history which, if they would have been different, so the result might have been different. So we must recognize all those incidents now. So you can I am just leaving you with this final map of the expansion of the Islam to 1050, right, 2050 AD, and the Ghaznavid Empire 2030 AD. So basically this was the Ghaznavid Empire, and all these areas, they were under the influence of Islam by the year 1050. So you can see here that in India, the spread of Islam was primarily connected with the invasions of Mahmud. Okay, everyone. So I hope that this lecture might have been useful for you. So in case if you happen to like this lecture, do not forget to hit that like button. If you have already done that, then do not repeat it. Those who have already liked it, they can share the lecture with their friends as well. And if you are willing to start a preparation for the upcoming UPSC examination, then you can get yourself enrolled in the Prelims to Interview batch launched by the StudyIQ, where you can use the code ASR Live. You can use this code ASR Live, okay, and then you will be getting this discounted price of 29,999. So that's all from my side. If you want the PDF of this lecture, so you can join our Telegram group as well. You can simply scan this thing, and you will be added to the Telegram group. So you will get the PDF of this particular session there itself. Thank you so much everyone for watching it. Let's meet tomorrow at 9 AM. So tomorrow at 9 AM we will meet for another battle. Okay. And that will be our next significant battle that we will study. So thanks a lot everyone. Take care. Bye-bye and Jai Hind.